Hello there and welcome back to the Painscreek Killings. Now last time we rocked up into Painscreek Village as we are an investigative journalist. I need to slow myself down when I say that because I end up stumbling a crow over it. We're a journalist and the village is being sold off because everyone's moved out, everyone's left because of these killings, I believe. We are here to investigate the murder of the mayor's wife. Had a little bit of an explore around the village. We ended up at the crime scene of the mayor's wife. I've forgotten her name. I can't believe I've forgotten her name. It's really important as well. Ended up at the crime scene. Obviously, the crime scene's being cleaned up, so there was no evidence. Found some information on our travels regarding the fact that she was the third killing, which strikes me as a little bit odd that we're focusing on the third one and not the first two, and not doing them as a whole, which is very odd. I know nothing about the first killing. It's just been, obviously all I know that there's been 3. The second death, I can't call it a killing because we haven't really investigated it properly. It was labelled as an accident. Basically, a doctor who I think the report said he had a heart attack and he ended up driving off into the river and drowning, and he was obviously, his car and his body was missing for quite some time, and he was stumbled across later on, still in the car. I think that might be a murder that might be tied to the main one we're investigating, because there is a connection there between the doctor and the third victim, the mayor's wife, through the hospital. So I don't know if something happened and someone was cleaning house, because the third killing, the one we're investigating, she was murdered in the mansion, and her body was then moved out into the driveway out the front of the house, which to me screams that someone wanted to see the body and not be anywhere near the site itself, scene of the crime. Tells me assassination's probably the wrong word. Premeditated, assassination, vengeance kind of killing. That's what it screams to me. But again, it's too early to tell. I don't have much evidence. So that's basically where we're at right now. 3 killings. 1's very suspicious. 2, somewhat suspicious. First one, I have no idea. I have nothing about it. Itchy ear. So we ended up at the mansion, explored that, didn't find a lot of stuff up there, little bits and pieces, didn't find a lot of stuff. So we are back at the inn, because we started to investigate that place, have a look around, and then I decided to take a trip up to the mansion. So we're now back at the inn to try and, to investigate the rest of the rooms. I think we've got the upstairs still to look around. Where that leads, I have no idea. We're going to find out. So, grab your favourite drinks and snacks, curl up somewhere comfortable, and let's jump back into the Painscreek Killings. Enjoy, guys. Enjoy. So yes, we are back in the mansion, the inn. I think we checked all the way around, downstairs. We do have a local winery as well. We checked everything down here, didn't we? Yes. I think we've got keys. Oh, we have a key. This key as well. Found it in the mansion, and locker in the mansion. It's a house entrance key. Now, I don't know where this key leads. I don't think there's anything written on it. So this is the key to someone's house. Hello? Why is the game audio gone? Here's the key that you requested. 7 Black Pine Road, Painscreek. Alright. Oh, there we go. We're back. That was really weird. I don't know what happened there. Locked toolbox. Yes, we checked here. Don't need the thing. She's ready.
Hi, this is Oliver Gibson.
Oh,
I
yeah?
just wanted to thank you for letting me borrow your toolbox and shovel. I'm currently out of town for a few days, and I didn't get the chance to return it yet.
Okay.
In case you need them, it's currently sitting in my photo lab. Ask Mrs. Patterson for my spare key.
Okay. What's this? Our standard room. I don't recognize any of those names. That's probably going to come in handy at some point. Right. I don't know what happened to the... Oh, keys. Oh, hello. Yes, I'll take the keys. Although, I suppose... by thinking these keys... means these are the empty rooms. Unless they're the keys for this. This. 201. We don't have 201. We have 202, 3, and 4. Is this correct? Really? Okay, so it doesn't work for those. This has to be like the mail slots. Like the mail for the room. For the rooms. Right. So let's head upstairs. Oh, I forgot to say, I am a little bit on edge as well, because we visited... well, we visited a house. Oh wait, what room are we on? 204. I have such good memory of these things. Yeah, we visited house number 7. We've got the key to that, and we've got visited the house. There was some weird goings on in there. There was a... hello. It looked like there was been a fire in the building. And a lovely message that gave me chills. I don't know why that gave me chills. I legit don't know why that gave me chills. We have a Bible. Can I open it up? Is there something hidden in the Bible? No. Alright. Yeah, there was a message written in there. Check the bin. There's nothing on there. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. There seemed to be a fire in there. There's a letter down there. And a lovely message from someone, I think the person who lived there, basically saying she's coming for us. And kind of gives a bit of the chills. A little bit of the chills there. And when we went outside, when we left the house, there was a little, what looked like a ghost girl, a little girl across the river on the other side, hanging out in the bushes. So I'm a little bit on edge because I'm expecting her to appear at some other point. I'm going to probably see her again. It's probably going to freak us out. On a side note, what a stupidly... Who designed this bathroom? Who designed this bathroom? Like, that is where the toilet roll goes. How are you supposed to sit on that toilet? That's like way too close to the wall. And I don't focus on that, and I don't know why I'm focused on that, but it's obvious. It's like, stands out. Alright, got anything in here? Should really just crack on. Another Bible. May as well check it, just in case. Okay, so there's nothing in room 202. There's a letter on 201. Past due. Late rent fee due. Dear Stephen M., thank you for your rent payment as stated in your rental agreement. However, when rent payments are not received by 0404, you must pay additional rent because of late charge due, or because you did not qualify for the rent discount. The required additional amount was not included in your payment and is therefore now due. Please send the additional required rent amount of $85 at once to bring your credit balance up to date and remove it from the delinquent list. This amount must be paid within 7 days from the date of this notice. Thank you for your prompt cooperation. Sincerely, Rosalie P. Past due. I get the feeling... I don't have the key for one, do I? No, I don't. We need the key. I think we need to find the key for 201. There might be some evidence in here. Because I think number 3, all the ones that we've got keys for aren't going to have anything in them. There's another dodgy bathroom. Right, I don't think they're going to have anything in them. Because these are, if the fact that they've got the keys tells me that these rooms are unoccupied. Or were unoccupied. So I'm not expecting to find anything in here. Alright, so that was a whole load of nothing. We need to find room key 201. Okay, I need to find this key as well. What was on here as well? Oh. Actually, let's take a photo of this. This actually might come in handy. Like I said, we don't actually take notes in game. You've got to either write your own notes or take photos. This actually helps me. So is it Mr. Morris? I think we found it in Mr. Morris's locker. Let's have a look. Andrew Reed. There we go. Bernard the butler, Dorothy has a Derek the family chauffeur. It's a Derek Morris. Mary Martinez. Let's have a quick free. Let's Bernard the butler. I'm just scanning this to see if we can find out the we found this key that we need to find, that we've got. The only key that we've got. Found that in the chauffeur's locker in the mansion. Which tells me there's a good chance it's to his house. I'm sure there's a list of I'm sure I got a list of these, like, of the names. Vivian Roberts is the one we're investigating. And then Henry Johnson, was found dead, Cherry Creek Lake, for 15 days. To me, that's suspicious, but there is a connection between the two. Sheriff's relocation. Okay, right. For the life of me, I can't remember the thing you want. I'm sure it's Morris. Let's go 19. Let's try 19. Try and find 19 Black Pine Road. Because I'm sure that's the guy's the surname. But I definitely think this is a whole lot of nothing in here right now. We need to get it in room 201. We need to try and get into the car that's outside here as well. We're going to try and find 19. Right. So we're at 1. So 19's got to be further back. 5. Maybe this way. 4. That's a church. Oh, we've got cemetery as well. Oh, okay, we've got the cemetery. Did I write down the cemetery code? Wait, it's already been unlocked. Why is the cemetery unlocked? We've got the cemetery key. And then got cemetery code. That's really weird. Alright. That's a weird sound from that. Gary Roberts, Raymond Brown. I don't know who we're looking for here. Magdalene Roberts. I don't know why we need to be here. Patricia Roberts. Ian Goldberg. Pamela Fields. Jonathan Hopkins. I wonder if these are like backers. We have an unmarked or a grave with no name. Scott Brooks, Pamela Fields, Vivian Roberts. What does this mean? So we've got Trisha Roberts as well. Wait. Trisha Roberts. Why is Trisha Roberts dead? Trisha's her daughter. Trisha is Vivian's daughter. Pamela Fields. We got any other Roberts in here? Ian Goldberg, Sarah Goldberg, Jonathan Hopkins, Pamela Fields, Scott Brooks, Victoria Hopkins, Jesse Elliott, Philip Young. And Scott Brooks' name rings a bell as well. Scott. Let's have it. Yeah, Scott Brooks apprehended. That's really weird. Why is... died in 1995. So we've got 3 people connected to this case dead. Obviously Vivian being the 3rd killing, the one we're investigating. Trisha, which is her daughter. And then we've got Scott Brooks, which is the daughter's boyfriend. That's bizarre. That's really weird. I don't know what to make of that. This is locked. Wait. May as well try it. Nope. Okay, it doesn't work. Alright. That's kind of throwing me through a loop there, because why is Vivian... Obviously Vivian was murdered. Why is Scott and Trisha dead as well? I should have really checked the dates. The death dates, hold on. I'm going to check the death dates. Because it could have died like after, because it's been a while since the murders. So she was 95. She was 95. And he was 95. So they all died in 1995. But it's not like that, not like like Vivian was murdered and then he ended up, like they ended up dying after, like afterwards. That's really bizarre. Anything in the car? Never mind. See, the village being abandoned as well is a bit strange. Because I don't know why it would like be abandoned. I don't know why that would be the case. We get in the church. 46. Locked. You know what? May as well. While we're exploring. Yeah, doesn't work. May as well try and use this key whenever we come across the door. Well, I think we're looking for something. I can't even remember what we're looking for. Photos. 19. We're looking for 19. I have a hunch that that's the key that's the door that we're looking for. I'm sure the driver's surname was Morris. I may be completely wrong. I may be completely misremembering it, but I don't know where I've heard that name before. I know Morris. Morris rings like jumped out at us. 42. 7. We have another 7. That's bizarre. Right, sorry, getting distracted. Let's not get distracted. Right. Clover, Silver Lake. Farmer's Market. I missed. Oh, cheese. I like cheese. Cheese doesn't like me, but I like cheese. I don't even know what street I'm on. Wait, let's have a look at this street. Town Centre, Clover Street. That's the car we need to get in there because there's stuff on the driver's seat or passenger seat that I want to have a look at because I'm nosy. Locked. Alright. Walnut Road. trying to find this guy's house. Post office, which you can't get in. Right, have I got a map? Black Pine Road. Oh, hold on, Pine Road. This is the one where we need to be. This is Black Pine Road here. Alright, so let's look for... Not 39. 90, is it 19? We're in the high numbers now. Can we check the hospital out? We can. Let's check. We're going all off kilter now. We're going off plan. Because I keep on getting distracted. Let's check the hospital out. The music's creepy. Check around the bins. Nothing down there. Can't get around the back. Everything's boarded up. Can we get in the hospital though? I think we can. I don't know whether it's locked. It may well be locked. Community hospital. And we can't get up there. Okay. So we can't go around the outside of the hospital, but we can, I think, get in. We may need a key first, but we can at least get inside here. Hello? Matthew Brooks, Geraldine. See if we've got any names on here. We've all visitors book. Ruth, Riley, Yolando, Jake, Jan, Laura. Matthew Brooks visited quite a few times. Almerson. Oh wait, yeah, Matthew Brooks, Trisha Roberts, patient. So Trisha Roberts was in here. 46 Silver Lake Boulevard. Write that down with a pen. Let's actually write that down. And that was Matthew Brooks. I don't know who Matthew is. The name doesn't ring a bell. Write down his address. 46 Silver Lake. Visiting Trisha visit. So I'm actually glad I came here now. So got another lead. Matthew Brooks. Who was Matthew? Who was Matthew? Matthew's not connected to James. Vivian, Bernard, Dorothy, Derek, Wanda. Charles, Trisha. Yeah, so there's no Matthew that's directly linked to the family. It's not like directly like living in the same house. I don't know why I'm expecting to see some creepy ghost girl. I don't know why. It's freaking us out. Wait, so which can we actually do? You know what? We should probably have checked. Can we check? Is it on here? It's not. I didn't know whether they would have a room number for Trisha Roberts. I want to find Trisha Roberts' room. Let's just turn that torch on. Get the feeling the lift isn't going to be working. Yeah, didn't think it would be. Although we can go upstairs and we can go downstairs. I think downstairs is a bad idea. 17. All the beds are called 17. Storage? No. Medical records? No. I think we definitely need to get into the medical records. And then we've got the cafeteria. What's on the table? Is there any goodies on the table? Cleaning stuff? No. Can't get in the kitchen though. I don't know why we need to be in the kitchen. But we're going to be thorough. We're going to investigate everything. Can we open the fridge? Nope. No fridge for us. Anything in the center console? Or the island? No. Nothing out the back. I think this is a dead end, this area. We definitely need to get into medical records. Operating room. Can't get in there. And this door leads out the back. I'm checking these windows expecting to see someone. I don't know why. I'm creeped out. I'm genuinely creeped out. Nothing in the fountain. Nope. What's down here? Chain. Can't get. Can we actually get under there? Alright, that's a genuine invisible wall. There's a couple that we've been through that have been not that you fake, but you can climb up and like crawl underneath them, crouch underneath them. Can't get into there. I wonder if can I get through one of the windows. I think this is a whole load of nothing out here. So yes, we can get around the back, just not here. But let's check this. This seems interactable when it's not. All right. I'm perplexed. We've been exploring and I've found a whole load of nothing. Right? Whole load of nothing yet. Although we do have a lead with Matthew Brooks. Was it Matthew Brooks? I didn't take a photo, did I? Wait. If that is Matthew Brooks that's been visiting there, that's got to be some relation to Scott. That would make more sense. That would make total sense. Nurse station. Got anything here in the nurse station? Naturally locked. Susan, Catherine, Lisa, Maureen. No list of codes. What do we have here? Wanda Tyler. Wanda Tyler was related. She was at the funeral. She was related to someone. I can't remember who she was related to. We have another key. Medical record room. Thank you very much. I will definitely have that. No, I don't want to open that one. I want to open the middle one. Some plastic cups. I feel compelled as well to shut doors. So let's not go rushing off to the medical room, even though I kind of want to. Let's be a little bit more methodical about it. And I've been in here already. Oh, hold on. Diary. Alright. We have a diary. November 15th, 1995. Derek visits me every day. Sometimes he snuggles smuggles the snacks that I like, knowing that I would never get them from the nurses. Other times he brings me flowers that smell so wonderful. He knows that I love sense and sensibility and reads me a chapter or two every time he's here. If he doesn't have to drive Charles for a few days, he stays past visiting hours and sleep on the armchair, tending to my knees during the night and gives a nurse a break. He's such a good kid. Oh, so this must be Wanda's diary. She was dying of cancer. Alright. My hair's falling off more now. I really don't like the chemotherapy sessions. They make me throw up afterwards. Every time Derek visits me, it pains me to see him holding back his tears. I want to comfort him, saying I'm getting better, but my appearance betrays me. Sometimes I wonder if my life had any meaning at all. Having mostly worked my whole life for the Roberts family, what will people say at my funeral? Will Derek think of me as a mother who was always there for him? I could have done so much more if only there was more time. I'm just going to leave it here. So I'm wondering, is this Wanda? I can't get to the bomb too. So whose room was this? Room 102. Well, and let's look at the diaries. What did we just pick up? Wanda. So this is Wanda's room. So this was who's? So where's the key? What's the key for then? Because we've got a Wanda Tyler's key. Unless the key's for her house. Unless it's her house. Because maybe a house key and it was tagged. Because obviously it's not the hospital room key. Locked. Right, so we need to go to the medical records while we're here. Just keep an eye out. Emergency center, cafeteria. No, don't want to be in the cafeteria. Operating room, we don't want to be in there. Let's actually just shut that door. I don't know why I feel the need to shut that door. I just had the urge. That is what we should do. Emergency room. So this is the ER. Little small place. Access card. Painscreek Community Hospital. Henry Johnson. Key code. Type staff pass. To scanning card. Scannable card. Yeah, let's take that with us. Let's check these as well. We may as well check them while we can. Because you never know what you're going to find. Goes that one. Can bottom up. I don't know what I'm expecting to find in one of these. Looks like a medicine cabinet. We've got 2 emergency beds. We've got a stall, like stairs going up. Fuck me, that scared the shit out of me. What the fuck is that? What happened there? I have full body chills. I have genuine full body chills. Who turned the power out? Why is the power off? I still have chills. Do I have to go in the basement? Do I have to go into the basement to turn the power back on? I can safely say I don't fucking like this. Bolted from behind, okay. So it's bolted on the other side, so that's an outdoor. That's not an indoor. I have genuine chills. I have genuine chills. They're not going away either. Check out the second floor. Yes, let's go down the light corridor before we head down the creepy dark corridor. Right, so we've got a rehab room here, which is kind of cool. I like to see rehab rooms. I'm very on edge right now with that. The lights turn off, like, scared the fuck out of me, really. That got me. Because let's go down the creepy corridor, room 203. I don't think we're getting in any of these rooms. That door's open. Please don't shut. Hello? Is there anyone in here? Someone's ransacked. Actually, I don't know if it's been ransacked. Someone's definitely been in here and opened that thing. Okay. Ooh, dear Nicole. I'm so glad when I got your letter. I am sorry too, and thank you for letting me choose where we bury our time capsule. Oh, okay, I've got a time capsule. I've got some blood marks on it. Alright. I have a few ideas in my mind. I want you to pick one for me. Playground, behind hunting cabin, cemetery, and then number 4 is blank. And let's take a photo of that. Dear Hannah, I heard from my mom that you are not feeling well and have to be in the hospital from now on. So I wrote this letter to say I'm really sorry for what I said to you last time. Just wanted our time capsule to be perfect. When you get better, you can put anything you want in our time capsule and you can decide where we should bury it. I promise. I really hope you get well soon. I miss you. Please write back to me. P.S. You can pass your letter to my mom. She works in the hospital as a nurse. Nicole. Okay. So someone's definitely been in here looking for something. The question is, did they find it? Can't open that one. Oh. What a name for a serial. Adios. Especially in a hospital as well. Why is the bathroom locked? Is heaven real? I think that's a... whole load of nothing in here. I'm still on edge. Object. We have light. And that's the stairs going back down. Bathrooms. See, that's a more well-placed toilet. You got enough room for to sit on the toilet properly, and then you got enough room for the thing. The ones in the hotel are like ridiculously small. And shame on the plumber for doing it like that. Or at the very least, move the thing. Are we going up the 3rd floor? I get a feeling we need to go down in the basement in order to get the... Oh, not even a door. There's actually no door to the roof. Okay. Hard hat area. Ooh, someone's fell down here. Broken ledge, someone could fall and die. That's very true. Did someone though? That's what I'm wondering. Can we get down? Can we actually get down there where the base thing is? I definitely think someone's messing. Someone's definitely messing around. And I can't even remember where the medical records. Actually, let's check. Have a quick check out here. Is that the? Yeah, that's it there. Okay, someone did fall. Let's take a photo of that for sure. So someone did actually fall off the balcony there. Who though? Who did that? Exam room. That's the stairs. I remember seeing a records room. Operating room. Nurse station. Office. One or two. You know when you're completely lost in this freaking place? Like, it's not that big. And I remember seeing the blue records room. There we go, medical records. So what we've got in here? Nothing on the table. Actually, you know what? No, I don't. I was going to say I want to close that door, but now wondering where I should or not. Power is off. Who we got here? Raymond Brown. Maureen Hamby. I'm getting a feeling that's a whole load of nothing. Kyle Thornton doesn't ring a bell. I don't know if there's a limit. Let's just break Hipper entirely. Because we're not supposed to be looking at these. James Comley. Wanda Tyler. That's the one. That's one we actually want. First name Wanda Tyler. Phone number 43 Silver Lake Boulevard, Painscreek. Date of birth. Primary insurance. Aceway Insurance. Medication name Cytoxin. Once a day, 2 weeks. Quantity 24. Is that 24? First name Henry Johnson as the prescriber. Okay. Physician's office. Let's take a photo of that. I'm still on edge. I'm seriously worried about spotting someone standing staring at us. Oh, we have a note. Can somebody let Catherine know that I found her missing pin and I placed it in one of the drawers of the lobby? If she's wondering, I found it in the basement storage. She needs to take better care of her things. So Catherine was in the basement storage. Why was she there? And that also tells me we need to get into the basement. Lobby. So let's head back to the lobby. And it's in one of the drawers. Can I actually... Oh, I can. You can say, can I get in here? So it's not in these drawers. Unless I didn't pick it up already, did I? And the power's out. Still. Really? Ooh, space occupancy. Floor 102. Okay. Alright. Trisha was in floor 2, room 203. Let's check out Trisha's room. Floor 2, 203. I want to check this pin. What's that? Ah, if Father Matthew forgets his key, place it under the flower pot next to the church. Definitely check that out. See Father Matthew. Ah, Matthew must be the eye. Alright, so it was Father Matthew who was visiting. $1964. Ooh, hold on. Wait. Could that be her code? 1964. So what was the nurse's name? I can't remember the nurse's name. Nurse station. Catherine. Wait, hold on. 1960. Let's try 1964. Damn right. There we go. A logbook. Why's there a logbook? Why's she got the logbook in her locker? Norman Jefferson was admitted to PCH AST. Oh, I think 10:20 at 10:24 a.m. Her son found her on the side of the bed and immediately called as we tried to reach Dr. Johnson, but were not able to. After the third try, we gave up and called Dr. Schneider, who was not supposed to be on duty. It's the third time that we failed to reach Dr. Johnson. He's never been unreachable this many times before. Dr. Johnson was the one that went missing, found in the lake. Okay. Susan's been sick 3 days in a row, with Catherine calling in sick at the last moment. Tonight's staff will be extremely short-handed. I've agreed to do double shifts this weekend. This isn't Catherine's... So this isn't Catherine's logbook. Why is it in Catherine's locker? It's unfortunate that 8-year-old Timothy Scott drowned. Rumour was that he was trying to retrieve his toy and lost his grip. He was alone while everyone else was playing in the playground. His body was found 5 hours later in the river near the hunting cabin. I was at the end of the hallway when I saw a young lady... Alright, that gave me a little bit of chills there. I was at the end of the hallway when I saw a young lady standing outside Dr. Johnson's office. It was 11:15 p.m. and the visiting hours were over. I called out to her. She turned to me and promptly walked away. I couldn't be exactly sure, but I thought she looked drenched. I looked out the window and it wasn't raining. Minor chills there. I think that little girl might have been... somewhere where it shouldn't have been. Right, so that's going upstairs. Did I take a photo? didn't take a photo of it. So we need to get into the basement somehow from a different route. We also need to check out... where was it? Room number. There was a room number thing. Trisha's room. Floor 2. Records. Wasn't in here, was it? Wasn't in here, was it? Close that. So we need to find our way back into the basement. There's got to be another way. It's bolted on the other side, so there's got to be another way in here. Because if this door's bolted on the other side, then you're going to be screwed. Didn't think one's key would work. May as well check this one as well. Nope. So there's got to be another way down there. But be buggered if I know which way it is. Lifts. Unless we have to get down, go down in the lift. Right, or else been there. Someone fell off the balcony. Should really leave these open because I need to check whether I need to remind myself where I've been and where I haven't been. Right. Office. Can't see anything in there. And let's take these stairs. Room 210. I'm expecting to see a little girl at the end of the fucking hall in the dark, like some creepy ass bitch. I was gonna say I've just gave myself chills, but no, it was me who opened these doors. I thought I closed those doors. I genuinely thought I closed those doors, but I hadn't. What was that? Room 206. No, this has to be... Was this Trisha's room? This must have been Trisha's room. (206). Room 204, 203, 201. It's way too fucking dark down there. Right. We may end up needing to come back. Get the feeling that we need to get the power back on, but I don't know how to get the power back on. Is it something stupid like the power breaker is on the outside of the building? Which would be incredibly stupid, to be fair. Right, so what we've got right now. We can get into the church. Yeah, she is coming for us. That's the message that I read, and then that is what I saw when I left the house. That's what I saw across the river. Frickin' chills. Right, chill o'clock. Right, so I don't know whether we can do anything else in here right now. definitely can't get into the basement right now. So let's go up to the church. Matthew's the one who's visiting Trisha in the hospital. Don't know why Trisha ended up in the hospital. But obviously she has passed. She died in 1995. Let's head to the church. Just bypass that entirely. And let's head to the church. Yeah, this church. Church right here. So, plant pot to the right of... I think so. One of these plant pots must have the key underneath it. Or a key. I heard footsteps there. I can't interact with these at all. Unless it's one of these. Let's check all these plant pots. Can we interact with any of them? Unless it's not the main... Hold on. I mean, not the greatest of hiding spots. Like, she did say put it under the... she did say, like, put it underneath the plant pot, not in the plant pot. Never mind. Cross-shaped key found in one of the pots outside the church. So I can't use it on this door. Unless it's the main door. I would have thought it would have been the side door of the church, but you never know. Apparently not. Use that. Okay, let's go in the church. Let's go in here. Small church. Not that I'm, it's just a small village, so we're thinking about it, it's just a small village. Why wouldn't it be a small church? Welcome to Painscreek Trinity Church. Sunday service 8 AM, Tuesday evening prayer 7 PM, Friday Bible study. Matthew Brooks, alright, so Matthew was the one who was visiting Trisha in the hospital. That makes sense. Matthew was the dad? Was Scott's dad, I think. Church will be closed for the funeral of Andrew Reed. Need a handyman. Anything on here? Wait, Andrew Reed must be in house number 7. Yeah. He's the one who wrote "She is coming for us." Okay. Connections. Little connections are forming. Around 11:25 PM last night, a fire broke out on 7 Black Pine Road, Painscreek. Andrew Reed, the owner of the house, was found deceased with 3rd-degree burns from head to toe. He was seated on the couch in the living room next to the fireplace when the fire likely started. The cause of fire has not yet been determined, but the sight of alcoholic bottles on the floor suggests that the carpet may have been soaked and helped increase whatever set the incident off. According to possible witnesses, Andrew was seen drunk last night when he was leaving Anne's Courtyard Inns and Suites. Police found bottles of empty vodka in the living room next to the fireplace. No foul play is detected at this moment. Andrew Reed, a gardener and handyman for the Roberts family, another connection to the Roberts, was for more than 2 decades as a wife and son who... Alright. Okay. So someone has it out for anyone who's connected to the Roberts. Another flashlight. I like how have flashlights all over the place. So if you... like come in here randomly and you haven't picked... If this is like the first place you come, you end up like having being able to get a flashlight from anywhere. So, you know, you can pick up any of these flashlights, which is kind of cool. Cups. Is he moving out? I will stay at the cabin tonight. I don't need dinner, Scott. Okay, do we have a cabin? Can we find the cabin key in here? I'm getting the feeling we're not going to find it in the kitchen, but you never know. Open every drawer. Open every door. That's a weird way to put a book on a bookcase. Never mind. Can't interact with it. Definitely need to get ourselves into the cabin. Storage. Oh, lovely, a basement. Let's just go in. Nothing ever good comes from basements. I'm so glad we don't have basements in the UK very much. I mean, some houses do, but as a general rule, we don't have basements. Scott's room. A toy plane. May 3rd, 1985. Toy plane. We have a diary. May 3rd. I'm going to write that down as well. May 3rd. Sorry, toy plane. May 3rd, 1985. I don't want to take a photo of that, but I feel I need to make track of that. Scott's diary. Father Matthew picked me up from the orphanage today. He said I will be staying with him from now, and I can call him Dad if that's okay with me. So, alright, 1985. So it's an old diary. On Monday, he will bring me to sign something. He says that after the signing, my name is not just Scott, but Scott Brooks. I'm so glad I now have a home. May 3rd. Father Matthew brought me to the attic today. There were so many wooden toys and he made them all himself. He asked me to choose one that I liked. I chose the toy plane. It looks so cool. He says he can teach me carpentry when I'm a bit older. He even made a secret space for me in my room so I can put special treasures inside. Okay. I love Father Matthew. So there's a hidden room in here. A hidden area. The older boys were always bullying me. They called me a bastard child and a weirdo. They said that's why my own parents didn't want me. What does bastard mean? Sunday, June 23rd. Father Matthew says I should be patient, but they threw stones at me. Father Matthew cleaned my wounds. It's painful. Father Matthew told me to forgive and forget. He said that they don't know what they're doing. I like Father Matthew, but I hate the boys. July 12th. Trisha defended me today. The boys walked away when she said her dad is going to catch them and put them in jail. I want to be like Trisha's father. I want to be the next Charles Roberts. That way no one will ever bully me. Derek is always there whenever Trisha invites me to play. He's 5 years older than me. He's like her bodyguard or something like that. And he's really good at drawing. He gave me one of his drawings today. He says he only gives drawings to friends. I wish I could draw like him. Maybe I can make a wooden toy car for his next birthday. So, Derek, Trisha, and Scott were all, like, close to each other. There's definitely Derek and Trisha. So where's this hidden thing? Alright, so Derek and Trisha were very close. Oh, okay. Hidden spot. Dang it. Right. Oh my lord. Bloody sign. Sod it. Right, so we've got a safe. 4-digit code. May 3rd. 5385. 5385? Alright. That's cool. Alright, safe. We have a baseball. Is there anything written on the baseball? Looks like there's a signature there. And I can't make it out. I can't make that out at all. Let's have a look at the note. Let's meet at our secret hideout at 5 PM. Code changed to 8831. Trisha. The shed. Is that the one for the shed? Alright. Take a photo of that. I don't know if we can have infinite photos. But let's check out the diary. 1990, so this is a slightly later diary. Mr. Peterson passed away at the age of 81. Everyone attended his funeral today. He was buried next to Mrs. Peterson. Very nice. Population of Painscreek is decreasing. Old people are dying and young people aren't coming back after college. Will I stay in Painscreek till I'm old? And will I die like Mr. Peterson? Will there be anyone left at that point? Trisha talks a lot to me recently. I feel comfortable whenever she's around. I can be myself in front of her. She makes me happy. Father Matthew tells me that it's important to have goals in life. I wonder what life goal I should have. I wonder what Father Matthew's goal is. May 18th. It's been a few months since Derek got hired by Trisha's dad to be the mansion driver. Oh, so he's not an older person. He's on the younger side. He gets to travel around the world now. I envy him. I want to work too so that I can buy something nice for Trisha. There's a secret room in the mansion. I can't believe it. I can't wait till Saturday to explore it with Trisha. Okay. Right. So are we heading back to the mansion? Let's finish scoping this place out. Checking all the bathrooms to see if the architect's been a bit dodgy. That's a normal. Yeah, so that's at least a normal bathroom and a normal toilet. Anything on here? That we nope. Anything behind the picture? Nope. Photo. Was that it? For previous pastor Father Calvin. I don't know what that weird photo to frame. Some dates marked on the calendar. Turn that light off so get the less glare. Thursday 12th, 1995. Final court appearance. On the 7th, choir practicing for Sunday Mass, public baptism. That. Take a photo. Gonna be so many. Gonna have so many photos. Photo of Matthew and Scott years ago. Nothing on the back. Why is it in a drawer though? That's what I'm wondering. Why would you? The only reason to put a photo in a drawer is that you don't want to look at it anymore. Let's read the note. I returned the tools back to the storage room. And another unmarked key. Got a locked drawer. Do we have the code for this drawer? Scott Brooks thing. I think we've read this already, yeah. Wait, did we read it? Why did I... Oh, wait. It was a different... Okay, so this is a different thing. Alright. We need to read this. Scott Brooks, the adopted son of Father Matthew Brooks of Painscreek Trinity Church, pled not guilty in court yesterday. According to Scott, he met with Vivian in the woods that night but went home after their meeting and did not step out of his cabin for days. When he left her, Vivian was still alive. When asked why he met with Vivian, Scott's answer was that they met to discuss about personal matters and it was only between the two of them. Scott denied further questioning, stating only that he had nothing to do with Vivian's murder, that whoever killed Vivian must have committed the crime after he had left. As to why Scott was at his cabin for days after Vivian was killed, Scott explained they did not even know that Vivian had been murdered. Staying at the cabin is just something he's always done, that he feels at ease while at home. Scott is currently detained in the county jail. No bail has been set for his release at this point. Okay. Do we have the code? Can we work out the code for this thing? Nothing in there. Alright. 4-digit code. What have we got? Don't think it's in. We may find it with when we're exploring the rest of the place. Locked. And that leads to the second floor. Is there anything over here? No. Is there anything in this box? No. Okay. I think we've checked out this entire place. Been in there. What does this one need? Went to the confessionals. And we've got nothing. I'm going to say nothing in here. So it's just locked. Is this one open? No, they're locked as well. So we need to find keys for 3 things here. We need to find a key code and 2 keys. Alright. So let's head back to the mansion. Or do we want to find Wanda's house? Mansion. Let's go to the mansion. Right. So, back at the mansion. Secret room in the mansion, apparently. However, I'm going to try, because I know they were holed up in the shed out back for quite a while. I'm assuming that's the secret area, unless it's in the house proper. We're going to check this, because I think this is a padlock. Yes. And pull up my notes. 8831. Ooh, too far. Yep, so this is the secret hideout. So what we've got in here? It's not the best secret hideout. And we've got chess pieces. Seven, 1. Okay. Writing it down. Writing it down. See, notes. So many notes. So we've got bishop. Is that the bishop? Queen. Queen? Queen. King. I can't remember. What's the name of this chess piece? I was going to say bishop, but it's not a bishop. It's got to be king. King. Or queen. King / queen. That had 1 on it. And then the other one is a rook. A knight. Knight 7. Maybe find another couple of codes, another couple of things which give us a 4-digit code. We have a key. Oh, the attic key. Okay, I like it when they have it written on. And we have we've got another key as well. Trisha's room key. Drawer. Does that say drawer? Drawer key. Take it. Trisha's diary. Alright. March 26th. I like being with Scott. I can be by myself in front of him. He doesn't judge me or tell me what to do. He cares about what I think and he makes me happy. Young love. It's not to like. Scott and I have decided to have our own secret hideout. It'll be really fun. Mum won't know that we are secretly meeting. Okay. So this isn't the secret hideout. I'm so glad that Scott is now working at the mansion, although having Andrew as his supervisor is probably not the best idea. He's drunk all the time. I don't want him to influence Scott in a bad way. Scott has to work the garden the whole day. After that, he has some errands to do. I guess we won't be meeting today. I miss him already. Ooh, photography. I wanted to learn photography, so Mum had Oliver to be my tutor. First, I thought he would be too old to teach, plus his techniques are probably too ancient. But when he came, I was surprised that he's a very humble person. Despite our age differences, we talked for hours. I felt comfortable around him. Then he showed me the photos he took. They were beautiful. It was around this point that I figured out that Oliver's perfect as a tutor, that I shouldn't have been so quick to judge the old man. I'm glad Oliver is my teacher. So she's into photography. Could we find some incriminating photos? Or some photos that, like, with some evidence in them. Scott has finally finished moving all his stuff to the cabin. Winter's coming. It'll be extremely cold in the cabin. The fireplace should help. Maybe I should knit a scarf for Scott. I think I'll visit him today. Okay. Oh, note on... Oh, another note. Oliver from the photo lab borrowed a shovel and a wrench. Andrew. P.S. We have extras, so I told him he could keep the tools until he was done with them. Check the back side of the door. Nothing on the back side of the door. He's open. There we go. Right, so we can get in here into Trisha's room. And we've got another key, didn't we? Trisha's office drawer. And what was the other key we got? Oh, the attic. We can get in the attic and get in at Trisha's thing. I don't think we can get in at Trisha's room. We can get into the attic room, which means we can possibly get into... Is this the attic room? Does that mean we can get into the... Yep. Yeah, torch. Not going in here without a light. No, thank you. Right, so this is the attic. Or an attic. Maybe not the attic, but an attic. Definitely got something over there. Check out anything behind this painting. Nope. Oh, the Benfield secret safe instruction. Insert the clock key, set the time, turn the key. Tea time? Definitely taking a photo of that. Thank you very much. Now we need to find the clock. That's a clock, not the clock. We've got pills. Got another thing. Let's head down. Hey, this should lead us. I thought that was a crowbar for a second. Could always use a crowbar. Can I unlock this? Cool. So at least I now have a shortcut. Duct tape. Let's check all the drawers. We have a garden tool. Oh, nothing written on it. We could say a mini rake. Probably not the correct name for it. Items needed for the barbecue. Charcoal, grill brush, grill fork, lighter fluid, grill brush. Why have we got 2 grill brushes? Why is grill brushes twice on the list? That's a little bit mysterious. Can I open these from here? Nope. It's a little baffling, that. Right. What's in here? A well-cleaned grill fork. I've got spillage. I don't get this. I don't understand. So it's a bush. It's a bush. Don't worry, it's a bush. Thought I saw a little girl's head peeking through the window, like top of the girl's head through the window there, but it's not. It's a bush. Right. I didn't feel well today. I had a nightmare last night. I cannot remember what it was like, but it was unnerving. I see Scott all the time now since he has started working at the mansion. He's always with Trisha. I used to be the one who hung out with Trisha. That's got to be Derek. Mum says she feels better these days, as if she forgot even she has cancer. It's as if she forgot she even has cancer. I do know how to read. I hope she recovers quickly. Mr. Johnson is a great man to help us out like this. Trisha talked to me today. She said Scott is busy recently and she feels lonely. I would never make her feel that way. I cannot say it to her, but I will be there whenever she needs me. We talked a lot. Wish every day would be like today. Today Scott came and asked if I know anything about Father Calvin. I only knew him as the previous church pastor before Father Matthew took over. I told Scott to ask Matthew about it. Scott didn't say anything and left. Looks like they aren't getting along too well. Strange. And some more tools. Empty bottles in a drawer. Strange. What are you? Bottle caps. Oh wait, this is maybe Andrew's stash because he was an alcoholic, wasn't he? Drinking a lot. Can I get him opening these? Nope. Right. So I don't think we can get in Trisha's room. I think her room was locked, wasn't it? I don't remember coming in here. This is an art gallery. I didn't come in here the last time. Okay. We went hunting this afternoon. Scott's quite a fast learner and has good manners too. I told him to call me Charles, but he kept saying it's more appropriate to call me Mr. Roberts. He almost got the deer on his second try. If he keeps this up, I'll take him over Bernard as my hunting partner. June 11th. Trisha's been rather obvious in her interests. He's a good-looking man and respectful to others. I don't mind his status. There's nothing wrong with being an orphan. If there is, it's the parents' fault. I know that Trisha fancies him. I've grown to like him too. Today is Mom's death anniversary. It's been 18 years since she passed away. I paid my respects at her tombstone. Vivian wasn't feeling well and chose not to come. So I asked Scott to accompany me. He brought fresh lilies. He said lilies suggest that the soul of the deceased has returned to a peaceful state. Sometimes I feel he's like a son to me. Now that I think of it, Vivian was always getting sick during this time of the year. Maybe she didn't like her mother-in-law. I knew our relationship would not be as close as we had it, but ever since Vivian discovered my affair... Okay. She hasn't been the same. She once joked to her friends during a dinner that all politicians are alike, and as politician's wife, she has learned to close one eye. Sometimes I feel sorry for her. I think it was because of Trisha that she didn't leave me. She's a good wife and a good mother. I'm grateful for that. So Mr. Roberts had himself a little bit of a tryst elsewhere. And now wonder who with. It's someone in the village. That's the Mona Lisa. That's a copy of the that's a copy of the Mona Lisa. And that's the Last Supper. Alright. I don't know any others offhand. I don't recognise any of these other paintings. They're probably really like posh, like real paintings. That's a very nice hat, my dude. That's a very nice hat. Right, that doesn't help us find Trisha's room though. Okay, did I? Hold on. Have I read that already? That's a diary. Have I actually read that? It didn't register that I've picked it up. I mean, I was cleaning the mansion attic today when I found Derek and one of his old stuff. I asked Derek about it. He told me he used to live here with his mom until he was about 6 years old. We chatted for like an hour. I've never talked to him that much. I felt quite nice talking to him, rather relaxing. I didn't interact with Bernard today. His left wrist was swollen pretty badly. When I asked what happened, he claimed he fell during rock climbing and twisted his left hand, so he can't help with writing the Easter invitations this year. I told him he only needs his right hand for writing. He looked at me if I was joking. How could I have known he was left-handed? Probably by asking him. I mean, you wouldn't know without asking him. Dorothy asked me to help clean her house tomorrow. I didn't know she has her own place. I thought she lived with the Roberts family in the nanny's room. She said she hasn't used the house for the past few months, but needs to be taken care of every now and then. She'll be 60 this year. I think I should help her. P.S. The address 40 Black Pine Road, Painscreek. Trisha and Vivian had an argument during dinner. Vivian is thinking to send Trisha to college, but Trisha wants to be with Scott. She's not thinking straight. Oh, okay. This is clues. I was about to clean the gallery when I noticed the door was already slightly open. I looked inside and saw Mr. Roberts standing in front of a painting. Right before he left, I heard a faint click. As he was leaving the gallery, I hid in the staircase hallway. When I was sure that he was gone, I went to the gallery to see what he was so entranced by. It's just a painting of an old woman with a white headband. I wonder what's so interesting about this lady. We're going back to the gallery. There will be a grand party to celebrate Trisha's birthday this evening. She'll be officially 21 years old. Trisha and Scott are meeting at the shed behind the mansion. They call it their secret hideout. I know Vivian doesn't want Trisha to be with Scott, but should I tell her about it? Dr. Johnson is dead. He was the head of Painscreek Community Hospital as well as the Roberts family doctor. The police came by and asked if Vivian would be willing to go down to the station for another interview. I was nervous, but Vivian was very calm and accepted their request. Okay, I have read that. To the gallery. If I can remember where the gallery is. I remember we came down here, didn't we? And into the gallery. So there's a woman with a white headband. Aha. We have a safe. We have a safe. Do we have any evidence for the safe? don't think that's it. Because there's no clock. CE. Okay. Tea time. I don't know whether this is correct or not. So there's definitely a safe. Do we have any indication? I don't even know how. So it's a 6-digit number. Six-digit number. Let's have a look at that. I don't think you would have written it in here like. Anniversary of mother's death. So that would be. I always forget. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. 08. 082793. 082793? 082793. That's obvious. No. Alright. It wasn't that. Wait, anniversary. Hold on. Have I got the... You wouldn't have put in the as the me being silly. Right. Let's work it out. 18 years. Right. So this is where my math skills come into play. I'm probably going to end up using a thingy. So it will be 0827, and it wouldn't be 93 because 93 is when you wrote this entry. 18 years minus 93 minus 18. 082775. It doesn't work. Alright. Worth a try though. Worth a try. I'm still at a loss here. Back at the mansion of all places. This, I don't know if this is Trisha's room or not. Because there's no drawer. The back of this key says drawer. But there's no drawers in here. Which baffles me somewhat. Okay. Mind boggled. Right. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to leave that here for this episode. That's really bizarre. Right. Been to the church. Explored the church. We've explored the... Obviously, I ended up back at the mansion because we've got some codes and some keys. Everyone seems to be connected to the Roberts. Been to the hospital. Father Matthew was visiting Trisha in the hospital. I don't know why Trisha was in the hospital. But everyone seemed to have died. Well, Trisha, Scott, and Vivian all died in 1995. Which is very odd to me. Very, very odd. I'm not entirely sure what to make of what's going on right now. You want to get a whole load of information and you need to process it. Trying to form some connections in my head, and it's just not happening right now. So everyone's connected with each other. It's a small village, it's understandable. But Vivian was in cahoots, was having meetings, secret meetings with the doctor, Henry. She was brought in for questioning regarding his death. Her husband, Charles, was having an affair. I don't know who he's having an affair with, but that's a kind of big lead. We'll have more questions than answers right now. We need to find a code to the door on the second floor in the mansion. We need to find a code for the safe in the gallery. That seems very important, because that's a hidden ass safe. What's in there? I really want to get in that safe. I could have sworn I had the answer, unless I'm typing it in wrong. That's unfortunate. We've got a thing for a clock safe. Put the key in, turn the thing, unless we're missing the key. It's very odd. So we need to find the code for the safe. We have another key that we haven't found a use for yet. The one that we had in the first episode. The house key. I think that was in Derek's thing. We need to find Derek's house. We need to find Wanda's house, because I think I have her front door key. We have a key card for Henry Johnson, the doctor. Didn't find his office. And we also have a key for Trisha. But it's a drawer key, because on the back of the tag it says drawer. So we need to find Trisha's room, maybe, and find a drawer in there. Or maybe just find a locked drawer, and just use it on any locked drawer that we find in the mansion. I'm still very intrigued. I'm still at a loss as to what's actually going on in this village. Seems to be a lot of death. More deaths than I was expecting. Seems to be a little girl hanging around. Saw her in the first episode. I think that little girl may be the one who scared the crap out of us and turned the hospital lights off. Need to find a way into the basement as well down there. Need to go back into the hospital. Also, the diary entry of seeing the little girl in the dark at the end of the hall by Mr. Roberts' office, and then just walking off. That creeped us out. We could end up going back to the hospital as well in the next episode. Because if we can find Henry's office, we possibly have a key card to get into there. Because he's got a scan. We've got his swipe card. Something I've just made that connection right there. We've got a key card for him, and we never actually found his office in the hospital. On the other thing as well, the chalk outline, or the whatever outline outside at the bottom of the balcony. Who fell off the balcony and why? I haven't had any information about that. This is very intriguing. This is a very mysterious thing. Like, I legit have no idea where I'm going from here. I'm going to have to process some of this information. I have a lot of questions. I may sit and write down all the questions I need answered. And then we can work our way through the list. I know for a fact I'm probably going to end up with one of these, the murder walls where you've got the pictures and you've got lines with connections and shit. I'm probably going to end up having one of those at some point. I don't know how deep this investigation goes. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying the mystery of this game. I am. I'm a little bit perplexed, but I'm still enjoying it. If you have liked it, please feel free to hit that like button. Comment in the comment section down below. Tell us that you liked it. Tell us what your thoughts are. Obviously, if you know what's going on, please don't spoil it. If you have any theories, do tell us as to what's going on and where something. If I've missed something and you've noticed that I've missed something, do let me know as well. I'll be very intrigued to know your thoughts on this case. If you are new here, feel free to come hang out. Come check out some other stuff that we have going on. We would love to have you here. I have quite a few videos on the channel already. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you again for all the support. It is much appreciated. I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and you all know what's coming. Please like, share, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. And as always, just see us on the flip side. Bye bye.